course, someone being the Pan-African Bliss Show.
Yes, massive wagwan. Andrew Robinson, your Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. The Pan-African Bliss
Shambulizi hatari mwendo wa kobe Sukuneza kumchanganya mpaka mganga kiroge mkanye mwanao Asiyokole moto Hopeni kulia mbona hautuli kushoto Na mchezewe kwenye ngasi zenu Kapandisha asila Ninolofanya Paulo Atembee na sila Mtaso salama damu Chisofa jichunge ama risasi zilie moto na choma, damu ina floki noma Utakoma, mjilia sukuko, machupa na goma Kicheki, feki, change panties If you can't see it, bring your auntie Simulia Nataka mwana wenu, navyofanyia Alafu ni mwache mwone, atakavyo kimbia Mbele atakongwa na gata kila Nyongo na manila Sione tumetumia, wanaukachaka huu Sina tunakoni true Tunakutoa Wajalete machupa Lete machupa Wajalete machupa Lete machupa Vile majab na chupa Ilak mazuka Lera pas midukali ya kiti ya kuna pakuka Kele hana ya mensoli Matakwa na kufa Liza vile klenda jama Dima mbangwa likuja True story ndani mita Sile wakna Kukaduka kuna ishu Toka na mabu Swanje kina kurudisha shule Semika nambo Yo, kata vedi na siku mbichi Tryna count the paper until my fingers is itchy Skili kuzuri Kusilalishi Napiga kama rufu Kusila bora ziishi So you can't control me Don't call it on But man I survive Dion and if I die My legacy's gone Carry on That's the best to overdo it Don't you compare me Sima tuna control Tunakula na pika Tunakutoa Tunakula kidia Tunakula kumitani Wajalete Machupa
Atilete nini? Wagwan family, Karibuni Sana to yet another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss. This is the Black Hot Fan Network radio station. To our amazing first-time listeners, subscribers, returning viewers, Karibuni Sana. I hope you guys mmekuwa na weekend njema. I hope you've had a blissful weekend. Mine has been dope. I can't complain. Karibuni Sana once again. Shout out to everyone on TikTok. What's up? Everyone on YouTube, Wagwan, Facebook, on the radio. Better the vibe. Bring the vibes right here.
Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Jody.
Yes.
From Monday to Friday. Stay tuned. Andrew Robinson, love, respect, and justice for all. Big up, massive.
Yes, and Wagwan Karibuni Sana family, a very good warm afternoon, very hot afternoon from the 254. I hope you guys are doing amazing. I hope mmekuwa na weekend fiti. Rather, I hope you have had a wonderful weekend. My name is Joby, to our amazing first-time listeners, and this is the media of the 21st century, the Black Hot Fire Network. To our amazing first-time listeners, returning subscribers, viewers, streamers, we appreciate you for being part of this amazing network. It is exactly 21 minutes past 1 p.m. and today I'm a little bit late. And of course, I was having an amazing conversation there on Maria's live before I came right into mine, and she is doing amazing. You can also check her out if you can multitask. Rather, if you have two tabs, two phones, you can be able to see Joby and see Maria from Uganda and from the 254. 254. It's for you to pick your poison and your struggle. But nonetheless, Karibuni Sana once again. I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. Mine has been great. I can't complain. A very chill one. As usual, I have nothing much to do on this weekend. I'm always busy on Saturdays, and on Sundays are just for me to rest. But this weekend has been a up and down one, but not really a busy one like, on party mode or anything. It was just a chill one. But Karibuni Sana once again. I want to big up everyone on TikTok. I see Young, I see Haida Monchel, I see Paul, I see Ella Morigi, I see Sonny in the building. Derek is saying hi to you too. I also see Agas Ndengwa. I also see Derek is asking which radio station is this. This is the Blackout Fan Network radio station. And of course, Karibu Sana. Follow the host. We do have amazing shows aired every single day from 8 a.m. till 11 p.m. the latest. And of course, if you feel, being part of the broadcast, rather being part of the panel, feel free to also request and join the live. And actually, this is regarding what we shall be talking about. We don't just allow people to come and have conversations without knowing the agenda that we are talking about. But Karibu Sana, Derek, this is the Blackout Fan Network radio station, and my name is Joby. Karibuni Sana. I also see you saying that you ain't interacting to the left. Well, it's okay, because this is actually not a music show. This is a talk show. So unaweza kaa ama unaweza enda vile unajisikia. The decision is yours. Pick your struggles correctly. But I also see Neymar in the building. I see Sammy Jared in the building. I see Mike Rilla in the building. How are you guys doing? And of course, tap the screen for me. Follow the host in case this is your first time. And to everyone on YouTube, kindly smash the like button. In case you're on Facebook, do the same. And follow us in case this is your first time right here. My name is Joby, and I began with an amazing jam. That was Capnea with Machupa. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Featuring Caterpillar all the way from County 01, that is Mombasa. And I hope you guys have enjoyed that amazing banger. I see Yotman is saying God loves you. He loves you too. Thank you so much. He does love you too. And keep it up right there. But anyway, I'll be going back to one more banger, and I'll be coming back with the quote of the day. But for our discussion, we shall be actually checking on what is going on across, rather what has been happening during the weekend. And of course, in the waking up of today, actually I'm just from the Nairobi, from the Nairobi city. I'm from town, and I've just speculated something very, fishy, and I don't want to speak much on it, but apparently I think this is all happening because of what I'm about to talk about, and this is the Africa Climate Summit being held and conducted in the Nairobi City Center. This is actually in Kenya. So we shall be talking about this and see what our president has to tell our dear controllers of the African nation. On the other hand, we've seen that in the likes of Gabon, in the likes of Zimbabwe, they are swearing in their new presidents. But there's something about the Gabon, coup that, the fishy information that has come out, and we've seen that actually the junta is a cousin. Is it the junta? Either the junta or someone among them. I'll come with the straight facts. Among them is the junta is actually the cousin of the cousin to Ali Bongo. So actually, you see, most of the people are asking, is this the end of the ruling of the Bongos family, or is this a continuation of the same dictatorship that has been going on for so long? Are we finally actually getting the democracy, or what is really going on? Because this is the Bongos family that has taken over actually, and it just brings a lot of questions and a lot of suspicion, because at the end of the day, we are much more positive on what Niger is doing, Burkina Faso is doing, and Mali, whatever they are doing. But anyway, on your end, Karibu Sana, feel free to interact with me and let me know how you feel. Back to one more banger. This is Saisa with Sai. We shall be coming back after this with the quote of the day. And of course, feel free to interact with me. I see we have DJ Skybar in the building. I see Real Caesar in the building. Karibu Sana. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Tap the screen, follow the host, and enjoy the show of today.
Tunagonganisha sai kama wada tunafuatanisha sai kama msuka tunakagawisha sai kama glass tunafuatanisha sai kama msuka tunakagawisha sai kama ni mbosi bai kama na seti ni ngwai kwanza baadaye sidai kama ni sai naitaka sai makali napiga kachai sina deni ndo ninajidai zikwa tunarizo lai laga nafika tisai saizi nashika design Manchester ndo mina dai sasa lenza rogalini sai sasa tachoma kalini sai kama kufanya nafanya kamini stali ni nini unasema nani kama ni kucha michezo kajini na wakanyaga kanyasi nani shari manyani bang baba ni kali na bang na wanyeri na swag bado na stack the bag kama glass tunagonganisha sai kama wada tunafuatanisha sai kama msuka tuna.
Yes, and my African proverb of today says, if you can heal a person's leg, do not be surprised if they can use it to run away. Again, I repeat, if you can heal a person's leg, don't be surprised. They can use it to run away. That is my quote of the day today. Yes, Karibuni Sana. And basically, for me, I feel like that quote actually just always an African proverb is all directed to us, and I'll direct it to our enemies. We've taught these people out to clean it, everything they are speaking about right now to be historically, the masters of, we are the masters of everything, but right now, apparently, the crackers are the master of everything that was African, which does not make sense. So that's why you see the quote of the day says, if you heal a person's leg, do not be surprised. They'll use it to run away, So we always say in Swahili, asante ya punda ni mateke. The appreciation of a donkey is always the kicks, the back kicks. That is actually, I can translate it from Swahili. Asante ya punda ni mateke. The appreciation of a donkey is the kicks. And those are actually the Europeans, They have not talking of appreciation despite us, them killing our people and still us tolerating them right here. It's still not enough of them, and every brutality they keep on continuously causing to our African people. But anyway, straight right away, we want to start with what is going on right here in Africa. And of course, I was just looking on YouTube, and I bet maybe in TikTok there's some videos trending, if I'm not wrong. But apparently on YouTube, I was trying to see if we can be given any reviews of what is going on in Zimbabwe, and also this is also in Gabon, because we clearly know that Gabon, if you guys are aware, rather not aware, this is why we're here. Gabon the leader is being sworn in today as a president, and also in Zimbabwe, we're also having Mnangagwa being sworn in for his second term as president. But I want to start straight away with what is going on, that is in Gabon, because like I said, there's so many questions coming with what happened. It has come forth that this guy, apparently the junta is the cousin of the Ali Bongo and all that. But let me read a little bit of what is going on, and of course we shall be getting straight away into all the matters that are going on. Let me share my screen as I get to read the article. I'll break down the article. So we're having today the Gabon coup leader who's supposed to be sworn in as president. They're saying that the head of military junta Gabon, Jean-Brice Nguema, is due to be sworn into office as interim president of the country. So sorry, it's not the junta, but we have the head of the military, if I'm not wrong. But we continue. The army told President Ali Bongo on Wednesday, shortly after he was declared winner of disputed election, and supporters of the military leadership in Gabon are expected to extend the inauguration of General Nguema. They're supposed to extend. They're supposed to attend, not extend. The supporters of the military leadership in Gabon are expected to attend the inauguration of General Nguema, and the mood in the country is calm, but with hated security. And the coup leader is said to be the cousin of the ousted president Bongo, Ali Bongo, raising doubts about whether this really marks an end of the 55-year-old Bongo era. The General Nguema has said he won't rush to return the country in civilian rule to avoid past mistakes, and the opposition has warned that the military shows no sign of handing back power. Gabon is the sixth Francophone country to fall under military rule in the last 3 years as former colonial power France struggled to maintain its influence in the continent. Why are you struggling to maintain your influence? Like, why are you seeking influence in people you consider very poor, who live in a very poor continent? What is it that you're seeking, from African people that you can't just let go? You want us to recognize you. How do you want monkeys to recognize you? Because it's so sad to see that even in art today, and shout out to these crackers, they're really doing amazing with this mainstream media and even the programming of every program they have set up. I'm talking about all these, let's say the Housewives of Atlanta, the Houses of what, all this bullshit. I saw Spice, the Jamaican, if you guys know her, being called a monkey by one of these crackers in some show they do. I think it's Love and Hip Hop or some bullshit like that. She was called a monkey. And I was like, the disrespect. These people have gone too far to even say it in front of our faces now, even on TVs. Like, you clearly calling me, what do you mean? How do you come then in a continent full of monkeys and try to seek for influence? In a continent full of people you don't literally can't stand and don't appreciate. Make that make sense to me. But that aside, now we have the junta, the leader, the cool leader, who is the cousin of the ousted president, Ali Bongo. Now, the question of today is, do you guys feel like actually Gabon is going to, do you feel like it's in the same line with Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali? Or do you feel like this is something fishy? Because I remember so Keith mentioned this, and it didn't actually click onto me till it did, because we don't know what is going to happen. Unless, let's say if I've been living with someone who's very oppressing, even if they are my family, sometimes you have to let go. You have to cut the blood ties. You have to let go. If something is really toxic, sometimes you have to let the people go. So I believe probably I'm 50-50 about it personally. That is my own review. I'm not sure if this is going to be a restoration of democracy or still a continuation of dictatorship. Because there's no way, it sounds like a handout. The same way we've seen Jomo Kenyatta, we've seen all these handing out of power the way they've been operating in Africa. That is the continuation of the same thing that is happening. That is exactly what is happening. But we're not sure, so we can't give clear evidence and clear information about this until we have the actual facts, or rather until we see what is going to happen. Because, mind you, in Niger, we had the junta who said he's going to hand power, that is in 3 years. We don't know about Gabon. He's been sworn in, but he said he won't rush to return power to the country. He won't rush to return the country to civilian rule to avoid past mistakes. Well, we're going to see how this is going to turn out, but we can see clearly the swearing in of him, it is continuously actually right now happening. Like I said, the YouTube will not actually air any of this information. We know who controls the media, and we know why they won't be able to show us any of this information. Clearly, I've tried checking. Let me see if I can find any right now too, but there's no any videos of what is going on in Gabon. The swearing in of the junta. Let me see. Let's see if I can get anything. Well, there's nothing. That's how you know we don't even control our mainstream media, and they won't air anything. This is what we're saying. Actually, personally, I feel like I'm 50-50 about it. We can't say clearly if this is a continuation of the Bongo ruling, or we can't say if truly democracy is being restored in Gabon. I'm 50-50 about it personally. So if you actually, for those who are just tuning in, let me know how you feel about it. That is actually me personally, I feel. Because you can see the mainstream media won't air this. They won't show what is going on. Of course, they're calling this unconstitutional. We saw them last week saying our people are so, they have negative thoughts about this. They're not even sure about what is going on, They're like, they are fearful of what is going on, creating all sorts of information so that Africa can move in fear and not truly declare democracy. That is my thought on it. So we're going to see in a few days, excuse me, to see what's gonna happen. And that is the information of what is going on in Gabon. On the other hand, we also have Zimbabwe, and actually Mnangagwa has already been sworn in as we speak. They're saying that President Emerson Mnangagwa is set to be sworn in. That was early in the morning. He's set to be sworn in for a second term in office. Official results gave him close to 53% of his votes in a presidential election, which international observers said fell short of democratic standards. His ZANU PF party won closely to 2/3 of the parliamentary vote, and Mr. Mnangagwa's main rival, Nelson Chamisa, has called for fresh elections. He has until Monday to ask the court to overturn the results, and the red carpet has been rolled out, and several heads of the state have confirmed that they will attend Mr. Mnangagwa's inauguration. The government is confident it will go ahead as planned, but an official told by BBC that the opposition lodged their court application before the ceremony, and it could be called off, which is supposed to be happening today. So, which we know is not going to happen. First, the Zimbabwe election, I had Keith defending them. We don't know if they are really true. I don't know if Keith, you are in the building, you can pop in and let me know why you are actually agreeing with Zimbabwe's current election, because we know that the elections, how they are always conducted in Africa, it is always like, it's all lies, it's all a fall, it's all just propaganda. We don't elect our presidents, they are selected. So we can't say there's not gonna be any change for Zimbabwe, but we're looking forward to see again, like we said last week, I can see so many countries actually are dropping visas. Maybe this is gonna give us possibilities of us African people to travel within each other's continent, within not continent, but countries, okay? Within each other's country. So you can be able to see the difference of these puppets, what they do, if it is similar or something different, okay? And we compare with the coups that are also happening, and we see if they are making a change or not. Just that simple. Observation is the key. And by observing, we need to travel. By observing, we need to be allowed to see how the rest of our brothers and sisters are living. So personally, I'm not with it, with Zimbabwe's election. I believe probably another puppet, another elected coup, who's supposed to just continue doing whatever they're supposed to be doing. But we're gonna continue seeing. The good thing is that the mainstream media is being used to give us all the links of the information we require and all that we need to know about what is going on in our continent. But anyway, as we move on also into other matters, I want to share quickly this video of what is going on. What we had, most of our people, we have so many people. This weekend we've been having, and this is why we had kids saying, and we also actually saw it last week when we were talking about how she called Samia Suluhu, when she came out and said that her being scared and defending herself. We saw Kagame that was being discussed actually on the Diary of a Young Black King by Dimore and Keith. Kagame changed every military. He changed, I think, the military, the people operating for him and all that, the working for him, those who are supposed to be protecting him. And you can see the fear in the puppets. Today in Kenya, like every African country, to be specific, it is busy in every way or another, in one way or another. Either for these people to keep power, either for us to be distracted by what is going on in Niger. There's just a lot of things going on. But let me share this video. This from what this guy had to say. I don't know his name, but he had something to say about Gabon and Niger and the situations, how they are supposed to improve the policy of Africa. But let me share my screen very quickly, and let me take this down as we continue. Hi, New Beginning, Karibuni Sana. I see you in the building. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope you had a beautiful weekend. And to everyone who's tuned in. Hi, Winnie. Hi, user 11. Karibuni Sana.
I got the news.
Let me share this.
Well, the news are confused, I got the news this morning early. If this is confirmed, it's another military coup, which increased instability in the whole region. I cannot say more because I don't have more information, but certainly is an issue that will be put on the table when we will discuss. Let's see. I cannot tell you. You know, the best thing to do is that I debrief you after the meeting. I explain how the meeting went.
Do you hear what this guy just said? These are the people who are working together, sitting in whatever table they sit to discuss about Africa, and how they're going to destabilize. So Niger's coup is going to destabilize the country. That is a lie. We know that. We know that. This is not destabilization of the country. The destabilization of the countries has been going on since we had independency.
Because it's difficult for me to anticipate what the ministers will say. Look, the whole area, starting with Central African Republic, then Mali, then Burkina Faso, now Niger, maybe Gabon, it's in a very difficult situation. And certainly the ministers, today defense ministers and tomorrow foreign affairs ministers, have to have a deep thought on what is going on there and how we can improve our policy with respect to these countries. This is a big issue for Europe.
Do you expect a mission on the call?
Let's see. I cannot tell you in advance what is going to happen.
No, that's a European Union, I think, member who has his thoughts over there on what is going on in Niger, Gabon, Burkina Faso, Mali, and of course they're saying that this is, you know, this is something that needs to be set on the table. It's supposed to be discussed. The ministers of foreign affairs, everyone is supposed to be cautioned about what is going on. That is threatening the EU. No, it's threatening them. It's threatening their destabilization, them being destabilized, because they've never had anything. Not Africa. Africa, we have all the materials, the resources. So how is a rich continent, which you know it has purposely been destabilized, it's seeking to stabilize itself, this destabilizing. I don't know if you've gotten the question. How is a country seeking to stabilize itself, this destabilizing? Have you gotten my question? I bet you have. Big up to you, Kashmani. Karibu Sana. Hope umekuwa na weekend fiti.
The coup in Gabon and other coups likely to follow will make this West African leaders, you know, threat to invade Niger look even more reckless and unrealistic. Look, this phenomena is going to spread.
It is.
Now, if we decide to go and fight in Niger, where will the fighting stop? Are we going to plunge the whole of the sub-region into war? And if we're going to plunge the whole of the sub-region into war, when is it going to end? Now, Randy, there's another dimension that people have not averted their minds to. Niger currently faces the threat of Islamic insurgency. Okay. So let's say the West African leaders manage to send soldiers to Niger. The soldiers manage to overthrow the military government and reinstate the civilian government. What happens after that? Are the West African leaders going to station their troops in Niger permanently?
No.
Or they will reinstate Bazoum and leave? Now, if they reinstate Bazoum and leave, what happens to the Islamic insurgency? In a matter of weeks, the insurgents will arrive in the capital, Niamey, and catch the president and eat him up like sausage. You understand? So that's not a solution. Now, there's something else that I think we need to look at. Clearly, these are popular coup d'etats, all of them. Niger, Benin, Mali. They're all very popular coup d'etats. But we've seen popular coup d'etats in the past. Many popular coup d'etats in the past. Now what happens? The popular coup regimes come, they stay in power usually for a couple of years, and then they go back to constitutional drafting, they draft new constitutions, we hold elections, and bring civilian government which come and repeat the same mistakes of previous civilian governments, creating conditions for new coup d'etats. So there's an endless cycle which does not improve our political, economic, and social conditions. Coup d'etat, return to civilian rule. Coup d'etat, return to civilian rule. We've got to break that cycle. I'm still expecting coup d'etats in 4 more countries.
4 more.
4 more countries. I think the 4 more countries are going to fall very, very soon. Possibly before the end of the year, we should expect about 2 or 3 countries to fall. And 4 more countries are likely to fall in Africa, to coup regimes. But hey, everybody was expecting this coup d'etat in Gabon for many reasons.
Well, with this,
and I think one of the countries he was tending to mention is mentioned DRC Congo, which I believe last week was a part of our discussion, and was saying if we were to form an African Union, it should start actually in the center, at the center of Africa, which is Congo, and the richest country in the continent. I mean, the continent is rich, but Congo has a lot and bunch of mineral resources. That is why we should set our base of African Union. Is actually, let me just drag the video a little bit behind. We have Congo, we have the Central Africa Republic, we have I think Cameroon, if I'm not wrong. We have Chad, we have Algeria, Morocco, Algeria. I'm not sure about Algeria though. Personally, I think that I'd support him saying about Congo. Then personally, I feel like the next one should be Kenya, because this country is just full of shenanigans. This country of ours is just full of jokes and full of bullshit that needs to be paid attention to. A lot. It should be, next should be Nigeria actually, Congo, Kenya, and if possibly Ghana. Then I think South Africa will follow. South Africa will follow, because I think South Africans do know much better and understand what the rest of the African countries also have to deal with, since they are actually on the route of dealing with oppression. They are actually with the majority of the crackers over there. It is crazy. But personally, I feel like Kenya is gonna be next, Nigeria, Ghana, Congo possibly, because people are tired. People are tired, and whatever I said, it's true. The cycle of coup, going back to civilian rule, this has to be broken. We have to actually form one governance. We have to form one leadership, one state of leadership. We need to break these cycles of having different presidents, and they all have different agendas. We need to break this cycle. And it has to start by, I think the way we are moving, that so far so good, the coup so far so good, then we can form the unity of African countries, then discuss the unity of now, the leadership. Who's going to become the leader of this continent? Who's going to ensure how our resources, either we're going to create partnership or not, how they're running in and out? Because at the end of the day, we got to make money off these crackers the same way they have been doing. But at the end, by that time, we'll not need no money. That's the good thing. But
I was expecting this coup d'etat in Gabon for many reasons.
well, with these 4 consecutive coups, everyone, including myself, I'm shocked. But we must not give up. We must make sure that we provide solutions for our challenges. And I suggest that due to this situation, it's the right time for the people of Africa to accept the united Africa. Our leaders must see these situations as a challenge and see how they can come together. And
not leaders, my friend. I'd love to correct you and drop your video down, because it's not the same leaders we're going to call on to make a change. we're talking about revolution, right? We're not talking about the same puppets to make a change. That is a dream that we're gonna keep on laying on our heads on the pillows, waking up every day dreaming, waiting for the same puppets to come and help you make a change. The same people keeping you in the situation of poverty to make a change. You expect Ruto to come and lower down the cost of living for you just because you went on a poll station to vote. Hello? Are you dumb? We need a coup. Personally, I support it. I remember there was a time I think Katie, we were discussing with Katie just here, the two of us, some time back, actually. I think it was last year. I don't know which country. Let me see. Which country attempted a coup last year? Let me see. Which country in Africa attempted a coup last year? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Gabon and Burkina Faso. I think when Burkina Faso, when this happened, we were discussing. I remember we had this discussion with Katie, and we were like, "This should happen in Kenya too." And Katie was like, "Are you sure us being ruled by military?" I'm like, "Yeah." What's scary about that? Like, what's really scary about that? Nothing is really scary about that. It's gonna be okay so long as they're not killing people, so long as we're living in equality, so long as we are really restoring democracy and independency of everyone, living in equality, not inequality. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, It's just super crazy. We can't keep on, and this is why sometimes, most of the people even reacting to some videos are not even sure of the statements they are making. They just make statements for the sake of how they understand what's being said, but not going deeper. But on that case, I refuse with my brother. We need to overtake our government. We need to overtake our leaders. We need to remove these people out of the seats. We didn't elect them. That's just the thing we need to understand. Fact. We are not the electors of these people. They are selected. But anyway, as I get into my main focus of the day, I was to talk about what is going on in Kenya. But before that, I've seen that also still, remember last week we had France being, called out by Nigerians and Niger junta, for them to leave, that is the embassy, to evacuate the country. And we've seen the people, the funny thing, there's some funny videos have been going on online, whereby they say that the France embassy don't like noise, but the Nigerian women went with the metallic, the sufurias and everything, making noise, showing them we don't care. And as it should be, yeah, because we don't care about how you live peacefully. African people were loud. And this is why you see us being killed brutally by everywhere we go. I think personally we're just like lively people, and it's not our thing to just stay quiet like the crackers. Like, we're lively people, 1 minute you might be bored, but the next minute you're okay. We are lively people. 1 minute you are crying, the next minute you're shouting, and one is gonna question you. But these crackers wanna come and actually set up some rules, or these certain places you can't make noise because it's crackers live here. Who said I can't make noise here because some damn crackers live here? What about my right? Okay, so I have to respect the crackers' right? Someone who just invaded my own continent, stole a land, probably inherited a land that their grandparents participated in killing my people to take over. I have to keep quiet in my own land, my own home. I can't make noise, or because they're gonna call me monkeys. They're gonna call us monkey. They're like, you what? The audacity in these crackers, the audacity in these people. So what is happening? We saw Macron coming out last week saying that they won't leave the country. And of course, the statement still remains the same. And over the weekend, we've seen that they say that the foreign minister of France has reiterated her country's commitment to maintain troops in Niger and keeping the French ambassador in place. The military leadership, Neymar, demanded the envoy's explosion more than a week ago. And Catherine Colonna told the newspaper that the ambassador was the French representative to Niger's legitimate authorities and the deposed government of Mohamed Bazoum. Ms. Colonna Colonna, was speaking as tens of thousands of demonstration took to the streets of Nairobi for a third consecutive day near the French military base. So you can see clearly people are tired of these influencers. You know, we no longer need your influence in Africa because it's not been making any impact in our lives, rather than destroying the African people, the young people, the young mentality. You're here to just keep us scared of nothing, but they're just here to make us be scared of nothing when it's all about stealing resources. It's all about just the resources. And if you try to stop them stealing, it's a problem. It has nothing to us being protected. It has nothing to do with the aid. It has to do nothing with the medical aids. It has nothing to do with nothing. It is all about the resources. Sudan is so rich. But today we wake up to the news of where in 48 hours, we've had 25 civilians who have been killed in Sudan, just because people want to leave their homes or the places where there's gold and mineral resources and oil and a bunch of shit. Because, you know, every African country is blessed. These countries are not affected. They were not in the ancient times affected by climate, which is what we want to talk about. They were not affected by climate like the way we see today. Floods, droughts, none of this existed until our puppets sold out our country. They said yes to deforestation. They said yes to carbon emission. Big up to Gabon. Last week we discovered that this is the first African country that did sign into carbon emission. And I said it actually without knowing. I said Kenya is next because a few months ago we had our own dear President William Samoei Ruto, or whatever the name is, saying that we need to cut down trees. Our trees are rotting. And for us to be able to create employment and creation of timber, we need to cut down trees. I've never seen a tree rotting. I've grown up around nature my whole goddamn life. I've never seen a tree rotting. I've seen nothing, but actually I used to use this certain tree. Every time I could have my books being torn, there's this tree that has a certain glue. You just take the glue from the tree and you apply it on your books, and you don't need to go to supermarket to buy this bunch of chemicalized bullshit. We have all the natural resources we need right here. But they want to take you to the mall. They want to take you to, to get some expensive cancer due, shit and products. It is just crazy. Sudan woke up to 25 civilians being killed. In Algeria, we're facing floods. In every African country, trust me, there's something happening. Eritreans are being killed in Israel. In Burkina Faso, we have 5 people killed. Like every African country, it has to do with our lives or the resources. And if they can't take the resources, like I said, it's our lives on the line. But anyway, to the main focus of the day. And of course, leaving aside what the France did say, because personally, I believe the people have much power than this French embassy. And I think they did already invade in the French embassy. I did see a certain video, on video that was going viral. They did invade the place. I don't know if I can really find it and share it with you guys, but they invaded the place that was during the weekend, and they're already in. They don't care about what these people say. Or you don't like noise, you're going to make noise. You don't like this is what we're going to give you. But anyway, what is going on in Kenya? We have the Africa Climate Summit, which is supposed to be conducted, rather it is happening today as we speak. This I've said, I'm just from town, the main city of Kenya, Nairobi, and I've seen something very suspicious, which is not just making sense, and everyone was just looking like, what is going on? This is just not usual, like what is going on in all this? But yeah, what is going on in Kenya? Ruto, our own dear president, today is supposed to be holding the Africa Climate Summit in Nairobi. And they say that the Kenyan President William Ruto opened the 3-day gathering after traveling to the venue in a small electric car. The Associated Press reported instead of the usual government convoy. The African continent, home to more than 1 billion people, is affected the most by the climate changes, but contributes the least to its causes. One of the challenges the continent faces is dealing with climate change is a lack of resources to gather enough data to forecast the weather. Wow, we do not have enough resources to forecast the weather. Isn't that just a lie? Pure lies. Karibu Sana Keith in the building. I see you. I don't know if you can hear me, Mr. Newsome, but Karibu Sana. Keith popped in and is still sleeping. That is what is going on. But anyway, we continue. Yeah, they're saying that one of the challenges the continent faces is dealing with the climate change and is a lack of resources to gather enough data to forecast the weather, which is a lie. We do have the resources. Because how is it that these people are able to now forecast our own weather from wherever they are? If these resources didn't come from Africa, make that make sense. Another thing. If we didn't have enough resources to forecast our own weather, how is it that these people got the resources to forecast their own weather? The most poorest places have expensive machineries and all equipments to forecast our weather. Where did the resources come from? I'd love to understand that. But they continue and say that in much of the world, forecasting the weather is a daily event, helping people to decide how they should dress or how they should travel or even when they should be sheltered. But anyway, just to finish up with all the bullshit they asked in order to get to this article I had something different. They say that the meeting in Nairobi is the first of its kind in Africa. It aims to come up with a common plan to present the other world leaders at the COP28 United Nations Climate Summit later this year. And over the next 3 days, delegates at the summit will consider a new funding model to help the government reduce carbon emission. Excuse me, I even coughed because it's like they've already started. You know, it's like they're already reducing the carbon, you guys. I do not have enough oxygen. You know, that is what is going on in Kenya right now. Over the next 3 days, so these are started today, we have tomorrow and on Wednesday. So these are discussion on how the funding of the model on how to help the government reduce the carbon emission. And last week, if you guys can remember, I did prophesy that Kenya is next. So let me get my token of, you know, Joby did it, you know. But yeah, they say that Kenya President Ruto said that Africa should be part of the solutions to global warming rather than a victim. Africa should be part of solutions to global warming rather than a victim. But we are.
It's all lie. Why my internet so bad? It's all lies.
It is so bad. Karibu Sana.
I try to get on my computer. It would let me get on there. I don't know. Yeah, it's all lie. Because even Ramaphosa, these no good damn Europeans try to offer. Hey, South Africa, how about this? How about they had all the Africans in some damn goofy climate change meeting and shit talking about, yeah, we all need to go to renewable energies like windmills and all that. He said, and it only costs you $1 trillion. At least Ramaphosa of common sense says, so you telling us we're supposed to give you $1 trillion for some shit that don't work? Like they know it. We supposed to give you $1 trillion for some energy that will not power a country when it only costs $60 billion to make hydropower within Africa. So all Africa will have lights everywhere. Only costs $60 billion. You're telling me spend $1 trillion on some green energy shit that won't power nothing? And so you got to be crazy.
That is what exactly they're telling us to do. What is it? There's something we were reviewing last week about the climate. Well, there's a video I was sharing. can't remember. There's this video we were reviewing last week, a country called, but when I recall, I'll speak on it. But yeah, they're saying that the Kenyan president, William Ruto, said that Africa should be the part of the solution to global warming rather than
he's a complete puppet. Ruto is a complete disgusting puppet. Over the top puppet. He's a disgusting puppet.
They saying that this is what he said, and I quote, he said, for a very long time, we have looked at this as a problem. It is time we flipped and looked at it from the other side. And there are opportunities, immense opportunities as well. And that is why we are not here to catalog grievances and list problems. We are here to scrutinize ideas, assess perspectives, so that we can unlock solutions. African countries are among the smallest contributors to climate change, but suffer some of its worst effects.
It's all lie. That's why you got it's all lie. That's why he's the only one talking that dumb shit. Even the 70s put nuclear power within Uganda. That will generate power for Uganda, Central African Republic, and the Congo. They're scared. You know, they want you to destroy your country. That's what this is about. And he's a willing puppet. This climate change shit is a lie. It's nonsense. Anybody talking about carbon? We're carbon-based beings. These morons gonna take down cutting down trees is the way to save the earth. You out of your rabbit mind.
It's not, because actually on Saturday, when Ruto was doing that thing on that,
you need trees to live on this planet.
During the show, we were discussing it, and Kamlesh said something to do with how we have so many ways on how we can generate electricity. And if you look at the ways they have been able to tamper with this, is by them, like the way you can see them cutting down trees, and now it has led to most of the rivers being dried up. Because if you look at the ancient times, we have so many sources of rivers. If you look at history, you find
cut down trees, you destroy your damn water supply, because doesn't rain no more in that area. Everybody knows that. Everybody's not supposed to be cutting down trees. Trees are the lungs of the earth. So they take the carbon dioxide and then turn into oxygen so you can breathe. But see, these people try to make a synthetic world, a fake world with robots and all other kind of wicked shit. And you got no good African puppets in there, or are contributing to the death and destruction of Africa. But see, it don't matter, Ruto. Too many African countries are getting free, or really got free. And that's why you got France do not want to leave. I'm asking you to leave my damn home, and you refuse to leave. I thought I'm poor, but you refuse to leave. I told you I don't want you in here no more. Get out my house. But France and Europe knows they're poor without Africa. Little dirty secrets out the bag that Africans believe they poor and all that old line. The European has been stealing, robbing everything out of Africa. All of it. The gold, cobalt, the diamond, the uranium, the lithium, everything, the oil. And giving these despots money while they leave everybody in poverty. So that's why they're now talking about they're going to invade Africa, but they're fighting terror. The terrorism is there. How you gonna go to Ghana, Togo, Benin, and Cote d'Ivoire, but they fighting terrorism? There's no terrorism there. They need a foot on Africa. They need to go to war to save the European lifestyle. Because without Africa, Europe is impoverished. There's no resources there. Every time your resources go to Europe, it gives them jobs, their kids, their people jobs to make finished products.
Let me tell you, when I was going to town, there were some Indians who hopped in the matatu. And you know, as always now with the first question, of course, me being African, is I look at these people and how they have the education, the mindset we've been made up to focus on, or they respect the overrated respect. And say it's overrated because it's too much
respect everybody besides African people. Yes.
You'd see an African person willing to either stand, willing to do anything so long as a cracker is comfortable. But I was just in the country and I'm looking at these people, I'm just like, I could not process my thought, but I felt angry for no reason. I'll tell you, I couldn't say it, but I was like, I just felt I couldn't even tell Danny. I was just like, I was angry for no reason about these people. But I just like, Joby, calm down, Joby. Energy towards the wrong people, the wrong people. The wrong people. And I was just like, okay, it's just crazy how there's someone in this matter who is looking at these people like they're so superior. But if you just actually come to know the truth of this. Most of them, as much as not all of them look, or rather, but they don't, you can't tell if they look bad or not. That's the thing. It's not written on their faces until you see the racism and everything of them. You'll just assume they're all good people, they are humans like us.
Until you got to do business with them, the way they treat you. The question is, why they're in Africa? Why don't they go back to India? Why don't they go back to India? They don't like us. Why don't they go back to India?
It's the thing, if you look at the population of also, I'm just like the population of India, you people are so overpopulated. This is why you come to African countries trying to displace yourself and try to acquire a certain area. And now, when you come to Africa, you are the bosses, you're flexing your neck and everything. How it's like you've been living in gold and swimming in silver.
The bosses because African people are kept in poverty, Joe, but ignorance. And
funny how Indians are the most people with golds, actually. Can you? It's just, I used to ask myself, how is it that just Indians wear nothing but just pure gold? African people, you wear metal. You're wearing fake metals.
Because you don't control the resources of your continent. That's why. When you used to
has to stop. If I were working in an Indian store, I'd be stealing gold every single day. Trust me. One way or another, I'll find a way to put it in my pocket. Especially me knowing the history. You need to steal. They have been stealing. You steal back. You're not even stealing. You're taking back what is rightfully yours. That is not yours. Yeah, that is not even stealing. I'm taking what is rightfully mine. Because if I am to actually drag you to a court and reset this as a question, how did you acquire this gold? Can you show me any papers on how you bought this gold? Oh, this fake money. You're talking about fake money? This is real value. What value did you bring to the table on this? I gave you this, or my country gave you this. What did you give back? You owe me. And if you can't pay back, leave the continent. Just how simple it is. We have so many shops that have been set up by Indians.
Without no fight. That's why the Africans that always put them out. Think about the Africans that put them out of the countries that they were nice, put them out of there because they're racist. Think Kenya got rid of the Indians at first because they were nice. They were racist. Then Jomo was told, you better let these people back in there. You are a puppet. You do what you're told to do.
Well, in general, on conclusion of my topic of today, because I'm winding up, I'll say that Kenya, we should be prepared because the carbon emission is on.
Katie ain't back from no grocery store.
She's back, kid. She's back. She's back. She's back. Yeah, my time is up right here. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that Kenya, we should be prepared. We don't know what's going to be happening now next to the climate because I think it has already been happening for quite some time. The way we've been having just some fucked up weather sometime. We don't know what's going on. We don't know who's in control of this. We've seen a lot of things have been set up in the space that we don't actually ask the African people don't even have any clue.
Geoengineering, Joby. They have lasers. They create laser fires. They create drought.
Okay.
They seed the skies. They create rain. They create drought. It's called geoengineering, Joby. It's old technology.
It's old technology, but it's funny how the old technology, the resources came from Africa, but right now Africa is being mentioned to have poor and not enough resources to collect the data of their own.
They're saying they're not saying resources the way you think in the ground. They say poor resources. They say you Africans are stupid. You don't have the intellectual resources. They're saying they're being blatantly disrespectful. Say you're too stupid. You don't have real science in Africa. Your schools are fucked up. You don't have the intellectual resources to be able to combat climate change because most of you guys are morons. That's what they're saying.
Oh no, we do. We're not morons. We can look at the sun and tell you how the climate is. We can look at the clouds and tell you how the climate is.
I'm not saying what I'm saying. What they're saying. So
I know. That's my answer to them back because we ain't. Get that fact correct. We are not morons. You are the morons, not us. And we've never been. and that's on period. But anyway, much love, family. We're coming to the end of today's show. Those who shall be catching this on a replay, smash the like button. Leave your comments below. Let us know how you feel about what we've discussed today. And
the Katie says, Jim Mosquito asked about the gross. Did Katie get some damn toilet paper? She was asking about it. You got toilet paper for that? Did she get toilet paper, Joby?
Damn. Well, how would she ask you about toilet paper?
Well, she did. So did she get it, Joby?
I don't know, man, but that's kind of weird. Anyway,
ain't she right there?
Yo, much love. See you guys on the Weekend Show. Have a beautiful day. I don't know what discussion is going on here, so
toilet paper to be a secret, Joby. Everybody's got to bite their butt, Joby.
See you when you see me, yo.
Jamaican brother, they are reaching out to all the massive on the African continent.
We had conversations.
The Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joey.